activity and action. I belong to a peace group. We've done many actions here and also on First Avenue. We get a lot more visibility when we're on First Avenue, not so much here. And so I'm not saying don't have it here, just recognize it makes a difference.
Okay, okay. You want to?
Yeah, I got it. Nate, then Chris, then Lonnie. Go ahead, Nate.
Okay, yeah, as a direct response to that, we did have a march down First Avenue.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
We had a march down First Avenue yesterday, and yeah, a lot of people did see us. And you know, I agree that there could be actions for visibility and stuff like that. I think it's a good thing. But I think the most important part of this is actually just having a place to meet up so that we can have these demonstrations. I think visibility is important for bringing people in, and outreach efforts are important for bringing people in.
I got you, Chris.
But I think that we shouldn't focus too much on marches and things like that. And I don't know. Does anybody else want to add?
So with the First Avenue idea, I do like that, and I think that when we get to the point where we're talking about action, about talking about when our protests are going to be this week, I think that we should tackle that. One of the big reasons I'm in favor of having a lot of our protests this week being in First Ave as well is because then we can get directly in front of the big banking institutions that we're railing against Wells Fargo, against Bank of America, that have the reason we're here. That's why I think it's important that, yes, this is a great public space to be able to do this, and I think that we should utilize that, but being able to get that symbolic protest against the banks in front of the bank's buildings, like on First Ave, then that's going to be the best way to do that.
Getting back to the park issue and everything, I think it would be a good idea. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I don't know how many Cedar Rapids city parks there are in Cedar Rapids, but if you can at least get 4 or 5 people at every damn park on a certain day, you drive here, you see 5 people holding signs that say occupy 99%. You drive by another park, you see another little group of people, and so on and so on. And I think that would be, instead of just massing up in one area, that have a central area where you're at, but also for like a Saturday afternoon during the daylight hours, you have like 4 or 5 people at like Jones, Beaver Park, Ellis Park here, Veterans Park. I mean, just to get the sign out to say 99% and have people talking about it. It don't have to always be 50 to 100 people.
Greg, then Chris, then Greg, Chris, Heather, and Carl.
I was gonna say on the Nate note to start out with, to kind of went around it is a good idea that we occupy in one spot, so we make visibility there at night, lots of tents and all that kind of thing. We have general assembly in another spot, so everybody comes here and knows the location. As far as the protests in March go, it's not just First Avenue. We got places all over town. We got Aegon out this way. I don't know what Life Investors, it's now Aegon or something, is out there too. Rockwell we've got out here on Collins Road. And so if we have an action committee that's designing some of these things, a lot of our marches are not going to start right here from the park. Some of them we may have to get up in vehicles and drive over to the other side of town and then get out, pull the bomb on them, and roll out, hit another place, pull another bomb. Roll out. That's all action committee.
Chris?
Kind of what you were saying before about having different ones in different areas at the same time doesn't really seem feasible until we have numbers. And
well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Sure.
I mean, after the more people are, come together, that just to have it showing that it ain't just in one spot, because some people might not ever drive down here.
Sure.
I know how dead this is down here during the nighttime. It's a perfect location for the day. But at the nighttime rolls around, it's pretty much a dead spot unless you're going to one of the bars down here.
That's right.
And the other places around town, just the little parks along First Avenue or the major thoroughways, is a way to get attention.
Okay, we have a technical. Okay, we have a few of those. Okay, go ahead, Maya, and then.
I would like to propose the idea that our meetings be held to an hour. From now on, that, we could ramble on and on. Last night it was 2.5 hours, and this afternoon we went on and on. So if we know that we have an hour then everybody will pretty much have in mind, you know, kind of what we're going to... And since we're meeting every day, you know, it's not like some huge crisis can happen and we haven't a chance to address it. So, I'd like to put that out there.
Okay.
The initial direct responses were Heather and then Cara first.
Okay, and then we have Cherry here. I'd like to get some new people speaking.
My direct response was kind of along a couple of people's lines. That is something to me that's action committee. Protests are supposed to be mobile, so we, you know, when we're coming up with, let's say Tuesday we're going to protest, we can discuss logistics like that then. And then the other thing is strictly for the purpose, since we are doing this every night, to try to keep this, you know, to an hour or so. Sorry, like I said, it was combining two, but...
In my direct response, that was mostly covered by Chris, just simply that the idea is that one thing we could do is we could have, like, a huge protest in one place and then several other tiny ones at the same time. But, yeah, once we get the numbers, but that, I think, is a good idea.
A lot of this was discussed yesterday at length about multiple protests in different places, occupying with different numbers in different places. So it's just something you guys missed. We're reiterating right now.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Sherry had a direct response. Jim, I'm going to try to get you on top. Okay.
Sherry, I would just suggest, or I wonder if we could have these discussions someplace practical and warm, and then have the visibility be... I mean, I think the visibility is really important, but I don't know why we have to have this out in the cold.
Okay, yeah, Jim did have talk. We're still stuck on keep getting direct responses. Okay, let's try to stay on your topic. No, that's fine. You're talking, normally that would go on the stack, because that's a different discussion. But
I thought that's kind of
okay.
what we were just...
Go ahead, Nate.
Just a direct response to that. I think that moving forward into the future to keep this thing going, I would like to see us having some kind of space, maybe a storefront or something. You know, it's really cheap to maintain commercial property, and I would like to maybe create a permanent space for this movement, especially for the women. Looking to do about time.
Okay, Jim, how about you go? Sorry.
No, it's fine. I mean, this is right along the lines, actually. We talked a bit about food and water yesterday and a couple other things, and the word logistics did come up. Thank you, Heather. I think it's important when we talk about whether we're occupying here or on a lot, or we're doing action, or we're doing coal, we need to have supplies and logistics worked out to where we don't address that directly. You know, who contacts folks to get a porta potty? You know, how can we get one of those heat jets out here so that if we are out here, there's some form of heat? You know, things like that, to where everyone's not left to their own devices, and there's, you know, commonly we're going to have supplies that we need moving forward, because this is not a tepid time of year, and a lot of things, as the more we grow, the more we do, the more we're going to need.
Okay, great. Heather, go.
I would
Okay. Maya, do you have a new topic that you wanted to discuss, or I have your name on the
Yes, the only thing was, if we are going to change locations already, we might have something that, in print, that is wrong. So, this is the thing about printed paper.
Okay, direct response, Heather.
In the event that we use this as a general assembly area, I honestly don't see any problem with the flyers that we have now.
Okay, my thing to move things along, it's getting cold, and I think that it's a good idea to restrict these to an hour because of the time of day, etc., and season. Important information, do we want to organize a protest tomorrow lunch hour, noon-ish, where we could say 12:15, show up 12, start the protest 12:15, ready to go, done by 12:45, and can get out of here. You want to take a vote? That way we have that settled for tomorrow.
Yeah, we need another good practice in there.
More issues. Okay, who would like to come to consensus on protest, meet here at the park about noon, leave at 12:15? Anybody? Okay, it does not look like we have consensus on that. So,
that I got a direct response in. Are people not consensus in this because they can't come or because they don't want there to be a protest? If you want there to be a protest and you're for it, raise your hand even if you can't come.
Okay, now it does look like we have consensus.
That would change the question a little bit.
Okay, that's good.
You can always get the right answer.
Oh yeah. I have a hand from Heather, and then Chris.
The only thing that I wanted to say is with the signs, I held them last night. However, I cannot attend. I can't meet after noon tomorrow. So we need a volunteer that can hold on to the signs that will be returning to protest tomorrow.
I think if they can fit in my ride's car, I can transfer them to my truck, no problem. I'll take them out of here. Okay, Chris.
So it seems that we're all in consensus regarding a protest around noon hour. I think another good time to be able to do a protest, maybe not tomorrow, maybe later in the week, is in afternoon, after business hours are getting done before General Assembly. A lot of people leaving around business rush hour. That's when you're going to get a lot of visibility as well. And it's kind of self-serving because I can actually make it to that one. So, so I propose, not tomorrow, but Tuesday, doing a protest at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, Director CJ?
Well, I was just wondering if this Tuesday was a city council meeting, because it'd be kind of fun to go protest around City Hall. I don't know if there is one. We did have one last week.
City council meetings Tuesday. I guess we were discussing that in regards to forming a protest for Tuesday. That can be discussed at length tomorrow.
Okay.
So I do want to bring up one thing if I can, if nobody minds.
Okay.
I lost it. Forget it.
Okay, I saw Nate. Go ahead.
All right, before everybody leaves, please take flyers and give them to people who may not know about this. Because there's like a whole bunch of flyers over there, still a big stack.
Okay.
Feel free to take as many as you want. If you want to make copies, please do.
Emily has topic.
In addition to that, there's a whole lot of white t-shirts over there and markers. So take a white t-shirt and address and decorate it for yourself.
Okay.
It's really great advertising.
My turn. I propose if there's consensus that we adjourn this meeting and plan to meet tomorrow night, 6:30, same time. For those who want to protest, noonish. Consensus? Okay, good. Looks like we're good. Thank you.
Media people.